Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to this session. Can you hear me? Please type yes in the chat box if you can hear me. As you know, thank you very much for your confirmations, for your waiting time, for my DevOps batch to get started. Thank you very much for your responses. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your confidence on us. Thank you very much. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Perfect. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, what's the plan for today? I'll have a quick introduction about myself, a very small introduction about myself. And then we'll have introduction about the participants. Obviously, we cannot talk with all the participants. Anybody interested to have a discussion with me, please raise your hand. We'll spend some time interacting with the participants. If you're interested, please raise your hand. Once we are done with introduction, we will get into the concept of DevOps. Okay, so you'll understand what is DevOps. Okay, I want to discuss about software development lifecycle, and I also want to emphasize on this term called development team and operations team, how the term DevOps has been derived, what are the topics which are covered in this particular course, what is the duration, all this we'll be discussing in our today's session. Let's get started. So my name is Sunil Kopavarapu. I am based out of Hyderabad, India. I have total 12 years of experience. I started my career with Oracle applications platform and then shifted to cloud platforms like AWS Devops and worked on AWS Devops, then migrated to Python framework, Django framework using Python. So this is, and I have total 8 years of experience in online training industry. So 12 years of work experience and 8 years of experience as an online instructor. This is my own organization, Logic Labs, founded by me. So this is about a quick introduction about myself. Participants, if you want to have a talk, please raise your hand. I've seen some participants already waiting for interaction. Let's start with the JV. Good morning, JV Kumar. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. You are now allowed to unmute.
Yeah. Good morning, Sunil. Good evening, Sunil.
Good evening, JV. How are you doing? Your experience, your qualification, and why are you planning to learn the webs?
I'm non-IT guy.
Non-IT, no problem.
I'm mechanical. So
mechanical
I have 10
problem.
years experience in mechanical side.
Now you want to switch to IT industry?
Yeah.
Okay. So in IT industry, there are a lot of courses, right? We have DevOps, Python, Java, .NET, testing. So any specific reason why you have selected DevOps?
Now DevOps is very hard cake in
Did
market.
Did anybody recommended this course?
Yeah, actually, one of my friend Prakash, he suggested me that to learn DevOps to enter the IT industry.
Okay. Is he from Logic Labs same institute? Mr. Prakash.
Can you repeat again?
Your friend Mr. Prakash is also from the same. Did he learn from me?
Maybe he suggested the Logic level.
Okay. Yes, thank you, JV. As you said, DevOps is good. You have to learn AWS also. Okay. I strongly recommend to learn AWS also. There is a core AWS course also. I want you, because combination of skill sets are very, very important. Okay. Any more questions, JV? There are a lot of participants who have successfully shifted from non-IT background to IT industry. Okay. From mechanical lecturer people who are from lecturers, who are from having a career break. Okay. So only thing what you have to focus, JV. Okay. Focus, practice. I promise whatever I deliver is very clear. Okay. From your side, you have to practice to get the benefit. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, JV. Many participants raising their hands. I'm sorry, we cannot talk with everybody. Balaji.
Good evening. Hi, Sunil. Very good evening.
Welcome. Your location, your experience.
My location is Hyderabad, and I've got 14 years of experience in IT. So was an ETL developer, business analyst, worked as a data analyst, moved as a Scrum Master.
Okay, very good.
Reason for learning DevOps is, for Scrum Master is also right nowadays.
Correct.
It's very important to
Yes.
know about the DevOps.
Yes, Balaji.
So,
Yeah.
the reason wanted to learn DevOps.
DevOps. You are in right track, Balaji. You are already know Scrum Master. That will be always an added advantage for DevOps professionals. Okay. So enjoy the learning. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
JB, we are done. Please drop the hand. Okay. Good evening, Manasa. How are you doing? Your location, your experience.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Yes.
I'm from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 years experience.
2 years of experience.
Yeah.
We cannot hear you.
Yeah, I have 2 years experience.
In which platform?
TIPCO.
TIPCO. Okay.
Currently, I want to move to DevOps.
Move to DevOps. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know about this institute?
My friends suggested me.
Okay. 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 Any more questions you're having, Manas?
Yeah, there will be calls for 3 years experience. Like,
Yes, definitely. Because you already have 2 years of experience in TIPCO. Okay,
yeah,
so and you can also project that experience, and you can also mention that experience in DevOps also. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Srinivas Rao Garu. How are you doing? We cannot hear you. Please check your audio settings.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sunil. Good evening, Sunil. Thanks for
Happy-
allowing me to speak. It's
Happy
a
to
great
talk to you.
opportunity. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to learn, and that too from your training as a trainer.
Thank
A year ago, I joined Python. Later, I joined AWS. Because of your great teaching skills, I learned a lot Python and AWS, and I moved to cloud. I'm proud enough to get the knowledge like from you. The way of the
It's my
teaching, it's
pleasure.
great.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for your feedback, Srinivas.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you will enjoy this course also. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for
Thank
you.
you. Nice to talk. Mahaboob Sheikh.
Yeah, hi sir, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. What
Yes,
about you?
doing well. Yes.
Yeah,
Your
actually,
experience, your location.
yeah, my location is Chennai, sir. Currently, I'm working at HCL Technologies.
HCL.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
Now
good.
I want to
What
move
platform?
to Python, sir.
Python platform. Good. You
Yeah,
want to move to DevOps.
yeah, I want to move to DevOps. Can I learn in this course pipeline real-time experience?
Yes, you can
Pipeline.
learn, no doubt. No doubt you can learn it. Okay. So how do you know about this course?
Yeah, one of my brother's friends suggested me this.
Good, good, good. Do you know AWS?
Yeah, I have just small idea, little
Mhm.
bit idea. I have that
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
have that much idea.
Okay. Any specific question, Sheikh, you're having?
Yeah, nothing, sir.
Okay. All the
Yeah,
details you will understand it by the end of this session. Okay. Yeah. Thank
yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
you. Reena Manohar. Good evening.
Hi, yes.
Welcome, Reena.
Thank you. Hi. I myself Reena and I'm from UK.
Mm-hmm.
So currently I am into a customer service role. It's been 6 years from India also.
Okay.
So I also have experience in from NIT as a software engineer. So I've been teaching programming languages
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Okay.
very well versed at SQL and C Sharp,
Very good.
ASP.NET as well.
Mhm.
And here I've done masters in big data.
UK.
So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
very well versed with the big data concepts as well, like
Mhm.
Python and machine learning, Hadoop.
Mhm.
So now I want to clearly be into DevOps field. So
Mhm.
that's the reason I've joined this
Any
course.
specific reason why did you select DevOps?
DevOps, mm, No, I didn't. I never got a chance. Like I was into customer service role. I've applied on my self knowledge. I've applied for interviews, but based on the experience that I have, I never got an interview call. So
Okay. Okay.
I think I have to do more projects on it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Anybody recommended this institute?
No, I was just going through
Internet.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Rekha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. You will
Thank
enjoy all this training. You will learn more about this in this session. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Couple of more participants. That's all. Because we have a specific agenda for D1 for day one. Bhaskar Gawande.
Okay, hi Sunil, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bhaskar, loud and clear. Your location, your experience.
Yeah, my location is Pune. Thanks for giving me a chance to talk, Sunil,
My
sir.
pleasure.
Because I'm waiting for since 1.5 years because I am your old student, AWS batch 84.
Thank you. 84, long back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am waiting for your DevOps batch. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
am eagerly learn to DevOps because I'm working in like as an
cloud
infra
infra.
technology. Yeah, cloud infra, SAN and NAS. It's a legacy
Super.
storage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So now I want to move my technology and like I want to learn more.
You are
So
in the right
that's the
track,
reason.
Bhaskar. You are already
Yeah,
managing on-premises environment, SAN and NAS, isn't it?
exactly.
Cloud and
Exactly.
moving to cloud and DevOps are related.
Because
So,
yeah, and I'm not getting to right path, Sunil, how to learn the DevOps. So that's why
okay.
I'm waiting since long talk to
It's
you.
more than 8 months I have not started DevOps.
Exactly,
8 months
exactly.
or close
I
to 10
communicate
months.
like I communicate with your team, like your team. So I'm waiting for your batch like that.
Yeah.
So they told
Yeah.
me, yeah, Sunil sir
Yes.
will start the batch soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. Thank you for waiting, Bhaskar. Okay. So
Yeah, thank you
all the
so much.
best. Definitely this duration of 45 days of learning will definitely add value to your profile, which will make some change in your career. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Very, very happy to talk to our old participants. It gives like a pleasure. How are you doing, Pato?
Hello, Sunil.
Very happy to talk to you again.
Yes. After the Python, I thank you for the Python class from last time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to speak to you. There was I saw these. Is it okay if I talk about a particular job application? Do you mind if I talk about it?
Please repeat a little bit slowly. I cannot understand.
Okay. It's as regards a particular job that was advertised. Now, I come from a C# background.
C# background. Okay.
Yeah, and they actually included AWS platform as a requirement as well.
So, do you know AWS platform?
I mean, I from a top level, but they were saying things like Amazon MQ, Lambda, Glue,
VPC,
I said,
S3.
So what is this?
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. It's like, I mean, what in the job market? What exactly do they want from people now? They want at these. It's so I don't know.
Job market wants everything. Am I right, Pato?
Yes.
They need everything. They need cloud. They need DevOps. They need a programming experience. They need a framework. Okay. So that's how the market.
When I saw the AWS DevOps, I said, "Oh no, I think this has come at the right time."
Okay.
It has really come at the right time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you'll know more about DevOps in this session. Okay. I recommend you to learn AWS also in combination with this. Okay. More information. Please stay tuned. Thank you, Pato. Gamma Ramseti.
Hey Sunil, it's Ram. I'm from Texas, Plano location from United States.
Good morning, Rama, for you.
Thank you, and good evening for you. Thanks. Okay. So basically, I have around 14 years of experience in IT field. Okay. So I was work for HCL Tech, and then moved to HCL America, and then now I'm working for Bank of America client.
Very good.
So basically, I have one of my friend which was referred for me because I was currently, initially I was in co-developer in the year 2008 around. Okay. And
Which
then
developer? Java developer?
I was Java initially. Okay. The starting
Okay.
of, and then I moved into production support role,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was become a project manager over there.
Okay, so you already know how an operations team works now.
Yeah, completely.
Good.
So now I thought of getting into this DevOps model, at least to improve
Correct.
myself and then better career growth as well. How the market will be in always
Correct.
competitive
Correct.
world.
Having 14 years of experience, we don't want to get back to coding now, isn't it? Okay. So we need
Yeah.
to get into handling developments and operations team coordinating, which helping the clients to achieve their targets at much more faster and good quality. That's what DevOps do. Okay. So did you know about DevOps before, or is the first time learning DevOps?
See, basically, we used to get a corporate trainings, within HCL organization, but, we never worked in real-time manner, completely into the support level, right? So managing ops and then, with the legacy technologies certain, and then with the latest different type of, bank tools, which we'll use to. But now this, I need to adapt how it will work this, explicitly plus dev. Okay. So ops already I'm aware
You are
completely.
already aware of
Dev
ops.
should- Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you know any cloud platform, either AWS or Azure?
Yeah. I've done some cloud certification earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 6 years
That's
back.
enough. Okay. Okay. So you have an exposure how exactly the EC2 machines, how it works and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ram. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Participants, thank you for interaction. There are many more participants raising their hands, but we cannot talk with all the participants because every day we have to plan for a specific agenda and we have to complete it. We'll have interaction sessions much more in the coming sessions. Let's get started. If you want to know what is DevOps, before explaining you of DevOps on a high level, I don't want to get into more detailed level. I want to on a high level explain about the concepts of software development lifecycle. I want to spend some time discussing about software development lifecycle. Okay, after understanding software development lifecycle, we'll again go back to the DevOps concept. Okay, what is software development lifecycle? A professional approach of building a particular product or an application is nothing but software development lifecycle. A step-by-step approach, a professional approach in building a particular application or a product is called as a lifecycle. How you will develop a particular product. You cannot develop a product in an ad hoc manner. There is a streamlined approach of building software development products. Every software development, every product development company or an application development company, any service-oriented company follows a professional approach of building a particular tool or a product, whatever it is. So this step-by-step professional approach of building a particular software or a product is nothing but software development lifecycle. There are different approaches in building a software development product. The different approaches. I don't want to discuss with all the approaches. I want to confine myself with the two popular models. One is waterfall model, the other one is agile model. There are several models. There are several approaches. Model is nothing but an approach. There are several approaches to build a particular product. We have a waterfall model, as you can see. We have agile model. We have spiral model. We have V model. There are different models. Let's say you want to build a very big tower of 50 floors, skyscraper. There are different approaches for building a particular tower or an infrastructure, right? So in the same way, there are different approaches in building a particular software or a product. But I want to restrict myself, confine myself with respect to two popular models. One is waterfall model, the other one is agile model. On a high level, I'll explain how exactly using waterfall model, we can develop a particular product. And then waterfall model is not used currently because it is suffering with some disadvantages. We will point out what are the problems with the waterfall model, why waterfall model is not suitable in the current industry, in the current era. And then after understanding the disadvantages of the waterfall model, the most preferred model in the industry now is agile model. We'll discuss how more practically on a high level, more practically how agile model is different from waterfall model. Waterfall model is used 20 years back, not now. This is legacy. No one is using it. But the first of its kind is waterfall model. The first software development model is waterfall model. The first of its kind. Before waterfall, nothing is there. The software evolution started with waterfall model. The professional approach is waterfall model. So we'll learn about that. We'll understand the disadvantages of the waterfall model, and then we move on to agile. And then after having some understanding about the software development lifecycle, we will again relate it to the DevOps course, waterfall. As I said, software development lifecycle is a professional series of steps to be followed in building a particular product. This is how the waterfall model looks like. The first step in the waterfall model is requirements stage. Not only in the waterfall model, every model, whether it is waterfall model, agile model, spiral model, or V model, whatever the model it is, it starts with requirements. The first stage of waterfall model is requirements stage. You can easily understand what happens in the requirements stage. There will be regular interactions between the client and the software development company. There will be regular meetings between the client and software development company. A simple example. Let me explain with an example. Let's say you have client. It can be anything. It can be assuming ICICI Bank, a banking client needs an internet banking application. It could be ICICI Bank, it could be PayPal or whatever it is. PayPal uses DevOps. No doubt. Facebook uses DevOps. Any client is nothing but a business organization who have dependency on technology. Example, ICICI Bank needs an internet banking application. So what the client will do, the client will approach the software companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, IBM, whatever it is. They approach the software companies and they mention that they want this particular application for their particular customers. So when clients approach software companies like Infosys, assume this is a software company. It is a responsibility of the organization, software development company, to clearly gather the requirements. Am I right? Requirements gathering is very, very important. First, we have to be very clear in understanding the requirements of the client. If we are understanding the requirements wrongly, if the requirements are not clear, obviously we end up delivering the wrong product, which is not perfectly suitable to the client. So the requirements is more. So then we regular meetings between the client and the software development company. Okay, there'll be regular meetings with the client and software company to gather the requirements. Obviously, the first stage is requirements, as simple as that. Once the requirements are gathered, the second stage is analysis. Sunil, what happens in the analysis stage? What happens in the analysis stage? In the analysis stage, the technology components are decided. The technology components are decided. What do you mean by technology components? Technology components is nothing but, for example, should we develop the application using which language? Should we develop the application using Python? That's the technology components are decided in the analysis. Or should we develop the application by using Java? Or should we develop the application using .NET? What framework needs to be used? For Java, we have Struts framework, we have Java server faces. For Microsoft is having different frameworks. Python uses Django framework. What framework needs to be used? Framework is nothing but group of libraries which helps in speeding up the development process. For example, Python, we use Django framework. For Java, we use Struts. There are a lot of frameworks. Spring framework we have for Java. For .NET, Microsoft specific frameworks we have. What database needs to be used? Should we go with Oracle database? Should we go with Oracle database? Or should we use SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server? Should we use MongoDB? What database needs to be used? What middleware needs to be used? Should we deploy the application using on Tomcat? Should we deploy the application using WebLogic? Or WebSphere or JBoss? Which middleware? Once the application is ready, we need to deploy it in the application server so that the site is active. So these technology components are decided. These technology components are decided in the analysis stage. Done. So after understanding the requirements, they define the technology components. That happens in the analysis. Once the analysis is done, stage 2, this is analysis. Once the analysis is done, now in stage 3, I'm talking about high level, the design stage. I'm talking about the design stage. The complete project is divided into modules. The complete project is divided into modules. Assuming an ICICI banking application, savings account, one module, current account, one module, credit card, one module, customer care, one module, NRI banking module, demat and trading account, one module. The complete project is divided into modules. That happens in the third stage, that is design stage. The project is divided into modules, the data flow diagrams, the user interface, the user experience, everything is freezed in the design stage. How the workflows should happen, how exactly the database should be triggered, how the database model will be available, how many tables we need to create, how many databases we need to create, what should be the relations between the database, how the form should appear, how the web page looks like, the user interface designing, the user experience designing, the data flow diagram, the workflows, everything is designed in this stage, design stage. The UI and UX designers will give you the documents, will generate the documents, and you can exactly you can have a look and feel at the design stage itself, how your application is designed, how the web pages, how the navigation happens at the website level, at the mobile application. So you can really literally experience the application at the design stage. The UI and UX designer will give you the graphics. Basing on the inputs of the design, here comes the next stage called as coding stage. Here comes the role of a programmer or a developer. In the coding stage, developers will receive the documentations from the design team. Obviously, they receive the documentation from the design team, and then coding stage will start it, and they start developing the code. Coding is nothing but group of developers. If it is a Java project, group of Java developers assigned to a particular module, because the complete project is divided into modules. And developers will get into action, they start developing the code. If it is Java applications, Java code. If it is Python applications, Python code. That's how it happens. in the coding part. Assume the coding has been done based on the inputs from the design team, and assume that the coding has been completed. Once the coding has been completed, obviously you cannot deploy the application without testing. So we need to give to the QA team. So the next stage is testing, as you can see in the screen. The next stage is testing. It's up. There is no scope for manual testing in DevOps methodology. So clients will use automation tools. There are a lot of testing tools like Selenium. So that your application is tested, whether it is meeting the client requirements or not. So that happens in the testing stage. Assume this testing has been passed. Let's say developers are clearly, perfectly understanding the requirements and they delivered that particular application as the testing has been approved. Then obviously we will make the application go live and the clients will start using and accept that particular product. So this is going live. Clients will accept your product and then start using it. That's called go live. This series of steps, a right approach of developing a particular project in product is nothing but software development lifecycle. Am I clear? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Please respond in the chat box. Am I clear on a high level explaining how exactly a product is built using waterfall model? The requirements, analysis, technology components are decided, modules are divided into, project is divided into modules using the design team. And developers will receive the documents from the design team, start developing the coding. They try to realize what the inputs from the design team. Once the development is done, obviously testing people will test that particular application. If it is agreed, okay. If it is perfectly moving on, positive, we will deliver it to the client. This approach is called as a software waterfall model. This model of developing is called as waterfall model. Thank you for your responses. But there's a problem with this. Waterfall model is used 20 years back, my dear friends. Not now. The first of its kind, the first professional approach of building a product is a waterfall model. Okay, there are a lot of successfully very big applications are built by using waterfall model. But now, no industry is using waterfall model because it is suffering with some problems. The drawbacks of waterfall model. What are the main important problems in the waterfall model? What are the disadvantages of the waterfall? The main disadvantage is there is a dependency between one team to other team. Participants, that's very, very important problem. There is a dependency between one team to other team. Testing team will wait for the coding team to get completed. Testing team will wait for the coding team to get completed. Assuming the project manager has given an estimate that we need 6 months of time to complete the coding part. This is an estimate given from the project manager saying that they need 6 months of time to complete the coding part. So the testers will wait for how many months? 6 months for their coding part to be completed. That's the dependence. The complete workforce is not in action. Entire resources of a particular project which are mapped to a particular project is not in action because one team is waiting for the other team to complete their job. Coding testing team will wait for the coding team to complete their work. Coding team will wait for the design team to do their design documents. Design team will wait for the analysis to happen. Every team is waiting from the inputs from the top. When there is a lot of waiting time, obviously we cannot meet the deadlines. Assuming design team is estimated that they need 1 month time. Design team has decided that they want 1 month is very less. They said that they have taken 2 months of time. The coding team is assuming group of 100 developers. Group of 100 developers will wait for 2 months to complete the design part. One team is waiting for other team to complete their job. The entire workforce is not in action. The cost of the product increases. It's very difficult to meet deadlines because the entire workforce is not in action. That is the main problem with the waterfall model. That's first problem. Problem number 2. Waterfall model freezes the requirements after gathering. What does that mean? Waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements. The stage 1 is requirements. There will be regular meetings between the client and the software company. There will be regular meetings between the client and software company. Let's say, for example, on 1st of January 2022, the requirements stage has been completed. Requirements are gathered. Requirements part is done. Stage 1 is completed on 1st January. Once the requirements is freezed, the second step is analysis. Let's say analysis is taking 1 month of time. Design is taking 2 months of time. After 3 months down the line, if client wants to change the requirements, it is not allowed. Waterfall model does not encourages the clients to give the requirements. They freeze the requirements. This model will freeze the requirements. The clients are not encouraged to give new requirements. They freeze the requirements. As per the freeze the requirements, they proceed forward. They analyze it, they design. There is no concept of redesigning because the requirements has been changed. Based on the freeze requirements, the rest of the stages happens. Does not encourages the clients to give new requirements, which is not at all suitable in the current industry. The business is very dynamic. Applications are changing very fast. Have you seen? The way Facebook application behaves now is different from the Facebook which is behaving 1 month back. Always new options comes up. Old options will keep on changing. It could be Facebook or Twitter. There's always change in the user interface. There's change in the functionality. You cannot, in the current industry, the business is very dynamic. Your application, your model should be robust to receive the new requirements and adapt the new requirements and into the current flow and deliver it. The waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements, which is not at all suitable in the current industry. So let's have a small theory about the problem with the waterfall model. It's difficult to estimate the time and cost. Because of dependency, there's a delay in time. Time gets wasted and the cost gets increases. Estimations becomes very, very difficult. Once an application is in testing, it is very difficult to go back and change something. There's no concept of going back. Waterfall, as you can see, the name waterfall, always the waterfall falls from top to bottom. We need to move forward. There's no concept of moving back. At the testing time, there is no concept of changing the code. The developer should not change the code. When coding is going on, the design is freezed. The design team is they should not provide new designs. Coding already started with the existing designs. There is no concept of version 2. Once the requirements is freezed, analysis will freeze and designs are freezed, coding will go on, testing, and then we deliver it as per the requirements gathered. That's all. There's no concept of going back and changing the code. There's no concept of going back and change the design. There's no concept of going back and changing the requirements. No one does not encourages the client. This model does not encourage the clients to go back. That's a problem. There's no concept of changing. It is very difficult to go back and change something which is not well throughout the concept stage. It's not good for complex and object-oriented projects, especially when the projects are very complex. Not suitable, this model is not suitable for the projects where the requirements are at a risk of is moderate to high risk of changing. When the requirements are frequently changing, if the projects are in such a way that the requirements are frequently changing, obviously waterfall model does not support those kind of products. So these are several problems with the waterfall model. That's the reason it is not preferred in the current industry. In such case, you may have a question, Sunil, what is the right model now? The most preferred model now is agile model. In the industry, the most preferred model as of now is agile model. How agile model works? How is it different from other models? Why is it very successful? Well, let's discuss on a high level. Look at these terminologies. In this entire theory of 6 lines, you have to pick up a few important keywords. Agile development model is also called as incremental model. Software is developed in incremental and rapid cycles. This results in small incremental releases. Each release building on previous functionality. Perfect. Each release is thoroughly tested to make sure the quality is also maintained. This terminology is very important. Agile development emphasizes on iterative, repeated, incremental, evolutionary development. Look at these terminologies. Incremental, iterative, evolutionary, incremental, rapid cycles. So this is what Agile says. Sunil, what is all this theory? What do you mean by incremental releases? What is this software is incremental evolutionary development? What does that mean? Let's have an understanding with an example. How Agile model works. How Agile model works. How is it different from waterfall model? And a high level, I'm explaining you with this example. Please have a look at it. This is a banking application requirement from the ICICIbank.com. The client wants this kind of internet banking application to the customers. If this is the requirement from the client, how it works on the waterfall model? How waterfall model? Let me explain with waterfall model. In the waterfall model, the first stage is requirements. Am I right, my dear friends? What happens in the requirements? There will be regular meetings between the client. They'll be meeting with the personal banking team. They take the requirements from the personal banking. And again, they go to privileged banking department. And then they go to wealth banking department. And they go to private banking department. They go to NRI banking department. They go to business banking department, small and medium scale enterprises. And they go to corporate banking requirement. They go to each and every division or a department and gathers the requirements of all these modules. They gather the requirements of all these modules. Once the requirements of gathering of all these modules is done, then they declare as stage 1 is completed. Once the requirements gathering is done, then they declare it as stage 1 is done. Next, stage 2 is design. So stage 2 is analysis. The technology components are decided. The technology components are not based on the module. The technology components is common, whether it is Python or MongoDB or Oracle database, whatever it is, the technology components are decided. The design team jumps into action. The design team will design the data flow diagrams. The design team will design for personal banking. The design team will design for privileged banking. Design team will design the user interface, user experience of wealth banking. The design team will design the how exactly the private banking module. All the modules design team will design it. So designing one module 1, designing module 2, designing module 3, designing module 4, designing module 10, and none declare that as design is done. After the design team, the next stage is coding. Participants, after design, the next is coding. Developers will jump into action. Developers will perform coding for the personal banking. They develop the coding for privileged banking. They develop the coding for wealth banking. They complete the coding for private banking. They complete the coding for 10 modules and declare that the coding stage has been done. Coding part has been done. Testing team will jump into action. They test all the modules. Thinking positive, testing is good. The application is perfectly behaving. Then we deliver all the modules at one shot. The application goes live. This is what happens in the waterfall model. This is what happens in the waterfall model. Whereas in agile model, the way application is developed is different. How is it different from agile model? Iterative, incremental, evolutionary. Spot those words. Now I'll show you how exactly agile model is used in the software development lifecycle. Look at this. The requirements team will take the requirements of personal banking. I'm talking about the agile model. Okay, requirements gathering is done. Requirements team will move to next module, privileged banking department. They take the requirements of the privileged banking. When the requirements team is busy taking module 2, working out the requirements of module 2, the design team will start designing the personal banking module. Why the design team should wait for all the 10 module requirements to be completed? The design team will jump into action. The design team will be designing the personal banking, whereas the requirements team will be busy taking the requirements of privileged banking. Both the teams are in action. You are breaking the dependency. In the next cycle, let's say privileged banking requirements is done. The requirements team will move on to third module, wealth banking. The design team, by the time they will be completing the designing of the personal banking, design team will be designing the privileged banking. The coding team will be starting the working on the personal banking module. Coding team will not wait for all the modules to get completed. The coding team is busy starting the personal banking. Developers will be ready working with the personal banking, coding for the personal banking. Next cycle, requirements team busy taking the requirements of private banking. Design team busy designing the wealth banking, wealth module. Development team busy developing the privileged banking. And this particular module has been already developed. The testing team will be busy testing the module 1. All the teams are in action. All the teams are in action. The next cycle, design requirements team taking the requirements of NRI banking, design team designing the private banking, coding team busy with coding the wealth banking, testing team will be busy testing the privileged banking. The first module testing has been completed. We deliver the module 1 to the client. We deliver it. There is no hard and fast rule that all the modules should be delivered at one go. No, agile model is different. At least clients are happy. They got one module. They can do some user acceptance testing. They can at least feel one module, how it works on. Evolutionary approach. All the teams are in force. Complete workforce. The complete workforce are in action. Every team is working with their particular module. And we release deliver. And then in case one start client using module 1, if they give new requirements, again the cycle repeats. Because agile model encourages the clients to give requirements. There's no concept of freezing the requirements. They start using it, they feel the changes are there, again the cycle repeats. Because there is no dependency. We are breaking the dependency. Agile, more flexible. The model is very flexible. The entire workforce is in action. It is very very easy to meet deadlines. Got it? Clear? This is how the waterfall model, how the product development happens using the waterfall model. Please respond in the chat box if you understand how exactly the waterfall model is different from the agile model is different from the waterfall. The client is happy because they at least are experiencing a couple of modules. The software development team is happy because the entire workforce is in action. What else anybody wants? You can easily estimate evolutionary, rapid cycles, incremental. That's what agile says. Clients are encouraged to give new requirements. We repeat the same cycle with the new requirements and they deliver the second version of the particular module. What else? Everybody is happy. Because of these advantages, the complete industry is already moved on to agile model. This is nothing new. Agile also it's more than 15 years, I think so, right? Now, your question is, Sunil, our course is DevOps. Our course is DevOps, Sunil. What are we learning here? How is it related? How this waterfall model and agile model is related? DevOps says it is related. It is important. Let's move on. The beauty of agile model is, in case if the waterfall model takes, assume, comparative analysis between waterfall model and agile model. I'm talking about a comparison. If the product development using waterfall model takes 2 years of time, the same product you can just deliver in less than 1 year, probably 10 months of time, less than 1 year, maybe 10 months of time using agile model, 50%, because the entire workforce is in action. If waterfall model takes 2 years, the agile model will take only 1 year, approximately. 50% time is saved. When time is saved, obviously cost of the project also is saved. The cost does not increases. The budget will not increases. You don't need to pay salaries for more months because the product is already delivered much more faster when compared to agile. The same product, when waterfall model, it takes 2 years. The same product, if you use agile model, it will take less than 1 year. This is how the agile model is very, very flexible. These are the few important advantages. That's the reason the entire industry is now using the agile model. Okay. Now the industry is in such a position. Now the industry is in such a position that if the client gives the requirements now, when you give an estimate saying that, my dear client, we need 1 year time because we're using agile model, clients are not ready to wait for 1 year. The industry is now, the business is in such a, the core industries are in such a mode that they don't want to wait for 1 year for their application to be built. They want much more faster way. The client, they give the requirements now, they want the application to build in just 3 months. Can we do it? Such a faster way the client wants, expecting their products or applications to be built. Even 1 year is delay as of now. Maybe 10 years back, okay, 1 year is a reasonable time. Now the clients are not ready to wait for 1 year. They want the applications to be built in just 3 or 4 months. That's all, not more than that. In such a faster way, clients are expecting their applications to be ready. So now even Agile is slow. When compared to waterfall model, Agile is fast, but now the Agile is slow. Even Agile is also slow as of now. Clients are not ready to wait for this many number of 1 year. They want applications to be delivered in 2 or 3 months or maximum 4 months. At such a faster pace, the clients are expecting their applications to be built. So, top 5 IT companies have done a research work for 5 years. This is all history. Top 5 IT companies has done a research work for 5 years to understand the delay. Why we need 1 year time to build an application? Where exactly there is a scope for delay? The top 5 IT companies in the world have done a research work for 5 years just to know the reason for the delay, irrespective whether it is agile model or spiral model or V model, whatever it is. Where the delay is happening, they want to know the reason for the delay. If we can fix the reason for the delay, yes, we can achieve we can deliver the products at much more faster rate than agile. After doing a research work for the delay, they have identified the reason for the delay. Interesting. After doing research work to understand why there will be a delay in the software development process, irrespective whether whatever the model, whether it is agile model or any other model, there is a delay happening. And after doing for research work for 5 years, they have identified the true reason or the cause for the delay, the problem, the reason for the delay. The reason for the delay, in spite of any model the clients are using, the products are using, the reason for the delay is the gap between development team and operations team. This is a one line of statement after doing a research work for 5 years. The main cause for the delay in meeting, the main problem with meeting the deadlines is the gap between development team and operations team. This is the problem. Now it's our duty to understand what is this. Sunil can explain what do you mean by gap between development team and operations team. Yes. If you want to understand this statement, of gap between development team and operations team, if you want to understand this statement, you have to understand two important terms. Development team, you have to understand what is development team and what is operations team. If you're clear in understanding what is development team, if you're clear in understanding what is operations team, then the entire statement is very easy to understand. Let's try to understand the first term, development team. Let's try to understand the first term, development team. What is development team? Pretty simple. Development team is group of developers, that's all. What's special in it? It's very easy to visualize. If it is a Java project, group of Java developers is a development team, yes. If it is a Python project, group of Python developers is a development team. You're right. Development team is nothing but group of developers working for a particular product or a project. That's a development team. Okay, good, you're right. We know, we can easily understand what is development team. Now, it's our important responsibility to understand what is the operations team. This is very, very important. What is operations team, Sunil? In software companies like Infosys, Wipro, all big giants, IBM, whatever it is. You will find operations team. What is operations team? Sunil, what do you mean by operations team? So I'll give a simple example, guys. To understand the term operations team, look at this small example. Assume a small software company, small IT company. There are many small companies, am I right? Understand a small company of 100 employees. There are many small companies of 100 employees, 200 employees. There are companies with 50 employees, software companies with 50 employees. Visualize a small software company of the entire staff is 100 employees, 100 billable resources, whatever it is. In a small company of IT employees of 100, in a small IT company of 100 employees, do you think right from first employee to last employee, everybody is a developer? Do you think all the people who are working in the software companies, everybody is a developer? Very big top companies like TCS, Wipro, all these companies, they boast that they're planning to recruit the 10,000 resources in this 1 year. Do you think everybody is a developer?
No.
Not at all, Pato.
Not everyone is a developer now.
Yes. Please don't be under the impression that if a company is holding a staff of 50,000 resources in an organization of software company, everybody is a developer. Everybody will do coding. Wrong. No, not everybody is developers. Not at all. So understand, assuming that a small software company of 100 employees, okay, probably 50%, that means 50 employees can be developers. Okay, 50%, let's say they are developers. In fact, they'll be less than that, I'm sure. What about the remaining 50 employees who are not developers, but still they are billable by the client? They are mapped to a particular project. Do not be under the impression that only developers are important for a particular project. No. No doubt, developers are the people who will be building an applications, but behind the development team, there are a set of people who will be working hard for a particular client. These set of 50 people in a group of 100 employees in an IT company, 50 people could be developers. The other set of people who are not developers, but they are very important. You cannot neglect. You may have a question, Sunil, what does this 50 people do? Development team, I can visualize, okay, they start developing the code, they create the forms, they click on the button, when a button press, the navigation happens, when the form gets submitted, the record will be inserted into the database. All these are developed by the developers. They're okay, they're very clever, they're very intelligent. Yes, you are right, probably. But there are a set of other people who does not belong to development team, but they are very critical, they are very important. You cannot neglect them. Please don't be under impression that only developers are important. There are a set of people who are not from development team. These set of people who are not developers are called as operations team. That's important. These set of people are called as operations team. Obviously, next question. Sunil, what is this operations team? What do they do? What will be their day-to-day activities? Coming to that picture. What are the operations team responsibilities? Operations team will have a lot of responsibilities. I'm listing out few of the responsibilities of the operations team. To build any particular product, you need a development instance, you need a QA instance, you need a production instance. Do you think developers team are responsible maintaining for the server hardware, operations, installing operating system, installing the packages and dependencies? Do you think the Python developers or Java developers will do it? No. Development team happily sends a mail saying that we need Oracle database so-and-so instance. Then who will be provisioning and who will be providing that instance? There will be an operations team who will be always helping the development team for that particular work to be done. So who will be responsible for providing the server? Who will be responsible for maintaining the networks, maintaining the storage, monitoring the servers? If the server is down, happily development team will relax, go for a break because the instance is down. But there are a set of people who will be working hard to monitor the servers, making sure the server is up and responding fast, always clearing the caches, clearing the log files, making sure that the hard drives are free. Responding to outages. Who will be responding if the server is down? IT security, maintaining firewalls. So version controlling. Who will be responsible for version controlling? Backup and disaster. Production support, which is very important. Development team will develop the application, goes live. Once the application is live, if anything happens, who will be supporting in the production environment? There is a production team. They're not developers. So these are some, not only few, there are many more. On a high level, you need a lot of resources to perform all these activities. These set of people who will be performing these kind of important activities are called as operations team. So in a company, you find group of developers and group of non-development team, which are very important. They are called as, that other set of people are called as ops team, operations team. Development team. So IT company is a combination of development team and operations team. The problem is this particular statement. There is a problem. The main reason for the delay is gap. The problem is communication gap between the development team and the operations. That is causing the delay. Development team happily sends a mail saying that we need an Oracle database so-and-so 18C version, whatever it is. It is whose responsibility to provision that particular instance. It is an Oracle DBA, database administrators. They are part of operations team, database administrators, DBAs. Maybe the skilled resources are not available. Probably because of delay, reasons for the delay, a development team will give a requirements for a particular infrastructure. The skilled resources may not be available. The infrastructure may not be available. So when the infrastructure is not available, development team will wait for the infrastructure. The waiting time is causing the delay. Whereas in DevOps, if the development team needs a particular environment, we can provision the environment. As a DevOps engineer, you can do it. if the operations team is not able to do it by using a tool called as Docker, infrastructure provisioning tool called Docker. Using Docker, you can provision the Oracle instance. You don't need to learn DBA. With just a couple of commands, you can provide the instance, whatever the development team wants. That's the beauty of DevOps. So the main problem is gap between development team and the operations team. The reason for the delay is misunderstanding or miscommunication or a waiting time between development team and operations team. To overcome this, there is a third team called as DevOps team now in the industry. So now the software industries are maintaining 3 teams: development team, development team, operations team. These are the traditional 2 teams. We already know it. And one more team called as DevOps team. So those are we. Okay. So now in fact, there is an exclusive team called as DevOps now. It is our responsibility to push both these teams. DevOps team will reduce the dependency on the operations team. The cloud and the DevOps professionals are reducing the dependency on the operations team and pushing the development team to achieve the deadlines, because what we want is fast. That's the final objective. Clear? The problem is the gap between development team and the operations team. So now the DevOps team comes into action. DevOps is a method, my dear friends. It's not a technology, it's a method which promotes collaboration between the development and operations team. Yes, Pato. We need to promote coordination between the development team and operations team. That helps in deploying the code into production at much more faster, automated. Have you heard nowadays automation is gaining more importance? Automation. Automatically the code should be deployed. Automatically the infrastructure should be provisioned. Automation that enables in rapid development of products. Perfect. Perfect. So we need to promote it. DevOps is a methodology. That methodology can be implemented by using tools. DevOps is a methodology. That's a concept. That concept can be realized using the tools. So DevOps is a group of tools. By using those tools, you can improve the collaboration between the development team and operations team to speed up the software development process. So what are the tools which are covered in our course? The prerequisite for DevOps engineer is Linux, because all the DevOps tools are built on Linux. You have to have a good understanding on Linux. We then move on to the first tool of DevOps, that is called as Git, which is used by the developers for performing version controlling. If anything wrong happens, we can immediately go back to the previous version. Maven is a builder tool which is used in building an artifact. The most important tool of DevOps is Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool which helps in continuous integration and continuous delivery. Anyways, we'll understand it once we get into Jenkins. Infrastructure provisioning tool called as Docker and Docker Swarm, which helps in removing the dependency between the operations team. Kubernetes for container orchestration. Ansible for configuration management. You can configure any number of servers. Operations team cannot configure manually. It's again, when it is manual, it's time consuming, whereas you can speed up the process using this configuration management tool called Ansible, and you can automate it by using the shell scripts, which helps in speeding up the requirements. Nagios for monitoring something similar to CloudWatch. Terraform for infrastructure provisioning team. So these are the tools which we'll be learning as part of our training course. These are the tools which we'll be learning as part of our training course. Perfect. All these tools, participants, all these tools we'll be learning on AWS. That's important. These DevOps is a set of tools which we'll be learning on what platform? We'll be learning on AWS platform. That is the reason the title of this course is DevOps on AWS. Actually, it's not with AWS, it's on AWS. The same set of tools, we can also learn it on Azure. In such case, it is called Azure DevOps. But our course is not on Azure DevOps. Ours is AWS Devops. That means it is DevOps course on AWS. That's why it's called as Azure AWS Devops. AWS Devops. All the set of tools, DevOps tools, we'll be learning and we'll be implementing on AWS platform. That's why the course is AWS DevOps. It's a set of tools. If you implement it on Azure, that is called as Azure DevOps. These set of tools, if you implement on Google Cloud, it is called as GCP DevOps. The same set of tools, if you implement it in on-premises environment, that is called as infrastructure DevOps. On-premises DevOps. Okay, so whatever the course content which I have shown you, the list of tools which I have shown you are, we'll be using all this, we'll be installing it and we'll be using on AWS platform. So that's the reason this is AWS DevOps. Next question that comes to your mind, Sunil, I'm zero in AWS. Obviously, next question that comes to your mind, Sunil, I understood that DevOps is a combination of tools which helps in coordination with these two teams so that we can fast up the delivery. Very good. And you may have a question. I am zero in DevOps. Can I learn this course? My answer is yes. You may be zero in AWS, but you can understand DevOps, because whatever the concepts I'll be, because in DevOps we'll be hardly using only two services, EC2 and S3. That's a very basic services. I'll explain those services and you can we'll be using those on AWS services. So even though you're zero in AWS, you can definitely understand my course and practice my course. But once you are applying for a job, for a DevOps professional, then you are expected to have a good knowledge on AWS. So my strong recommendation, along with DevOps, you can parallelly also enroll for AWS course. Please enroll for AWS course also. That's my recommendation. Because in the current industry, combination is important. A profile, a resume which is having AWS skills and DevOps skills are in strong demand. So the duration of this course is approximately 45 days. As you know, we have started today at 6 p.m. Daily, it starts at 6 p.m. Approximately, it will be 1 hour duration. Sometimes it may exceed, okay, approximately 1 hour, more than 1 hour. And it's only Monday to Friday, as per IST. Perfect. Any questions? So you can shoot an email to support@logicalabstract.com. Okay, for any questions. And I hope you have enjoyed the session. Please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining you how a waterfall model is different and agile model is different? I hope you have understood the DevOps and its importance. Why DevOps? Every company wants DevOps professional to get hired, because they want to include DevOps methodology in the software development cycle. Model is not getting changed. The same agile model. But now with combination of DevOps tool is like a catalyst. It's like a catalyst which helps in speeding up the software development process so that you can meet the client's deadlines. Perfect. So this is what our agenda for today's session. What's the plan for tomorrow? What's the plan for tomorrow? We will get into the prerequisite for DevOps. The only prerequisite is Linux. I will be starting Linux from tomorrow. The meeting tool will remain the same for the first 3-4 days. Okay, the meeting tool will remain the same. 3-4 sessions, these are demo sessions. And then the meeting link will change and it will be shared only to the paid candidates, because it's not a free training, it is a paid training. There is a WhatsApp group created for this particular batch. I hope you are already in the WhatsApp group. If you are not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group using the link which I'm just posting in the chat box now. Upcoming batches versus this one. This is my course. This is a WhatsApp group which is exclusively created. I hope you are already in the group. In case if you're not in the group, please join the WhatsApp group which is exclusively created for this particular batch. I've just posted the WhatsApp group link in the chat box. Using this link, please join the WhatsApp group. Every session is recorded. I hope you know it. especially for the new participants who are completely new to Logic Labs. Every session is recorded, and it will be available for you to play for lifetime access. Okay, perfect. Let's have a few questions. Priyanka. Sorry, Priya Verma. Your question, please. Good evening, Maulika.
Hello, sir. Thank you for giving me.
Hello.
1 minute, Priya. 1 minute, please. Maulika, please proceed.
Yes, sir. So I have attended your UI technologies.
Okay.
It's really awesome.
Thank you.
I'm currently I want to learn DevOps, and I'm completely non-IT background. So do you think that I can get an employment
Definitely. Okay.
as a fresher, sir?
When are you passed out?
So basically, I passed out in the year 2017. I'm into non-IT roles.
You have passed out in 2017. You are not called as a fresher. Okay.
Okay.
Freshers are nothing but resources who are passed out in the year 2022 or 23. They are called as freshers. Okay. So you are not called as a fresher. So what you have to do, you have to put up experience in your resume. You cannot try for a fresher job. If a client wants to recruit, if a company wants to recruit freshers, they can get youngsters who are recently passed out. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So what we need to do, we need to project an experience in the resume. Mention that you have 3 years of experience in AWS DevOps. You have to strongly practice whatever we are learning, gain the knowledge, increase the confidence, practice whatever we are learning, create your resume and put it in the job sites. You start receiving the calls. If you prove your skill sets, you will be offered. Monica, there are a lot of success stories from Logic Class, especially for the DevOps course. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Priya Verma, yes, you can talk now.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Yes.
So I'm experienced person, and actually
How many
the
years of
another person has
experience you are having?
so approx 10 years. So it's mixed and matched, technical and non-technical. I am right now. I am working in incident management profile. So I just wanted to know if I will go for this course. So do I need to do some other things or any
You have
prerequisite
to
thing?
do AWS also. Do you know AWS, Priya?
No, I don't know. So prior to learning this course, do I need to go through AWS sessions?
Not required. Not required. You can do later also after DevOps also. Okay.
Okay, and Linux.
Because whatever the AWS concepts which are required for DevOps, I will teach now anyways in this course. Okay. So without AWS also you can understand and practice DevOps. Okay. But to crack the interview, you have people are experiencing good people companies are expecting good AWS knowledge also. Okay. So after this or along with this, you have to enroll for AWS.
Okay. As do we need more experience on Linux as well?
No,
or we have
you don't need to be a Linux administrator. Basics of Linux is enough. Okay, that's the reason we spend 3 days on Linux, and then we get into the DevOps tool. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So will we get the live scenarios and
Practicals.
live project?
I'm planning to invite an external person from the industry also to provide you workshop. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay. And
all these are you can put it in your resume also. What are the roles and responsibilities we are learning in our course?
Okay, yeah, because I just wanted to switch my profile.
Yes.
And I want to go in DevOps. So just I'm worried if I will go with this course, will it help or not? So that's I'm asking.
Okay. Yes, it will help you.
Okay.
Any more questions, please?
No, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Anand Kumar. Sorry, Ayub. Anand Kumar. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sunil. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Anand. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm your existing student, MongoDB as well.
Okay. How is MongoDB? Morning 6 o'clock
Yeah,
is
it's good. It's
difficult.
going good actually.
It's difficult to wake up, right? Morning 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So I'm interested to join this DevOps as well. So my
Good.
background is Oracle Apps DBA, around 10 years of experience.
Okay. Which company worked in Oracle Apps DB?
CTS.
Okay. Okay. You know, everything is becoming automated, right, Anand?
Yeah. So that's why my question is, so do we need to concentrate on Python as well?
No, not required. Focus on DevOps and AWS. That's enough.
So that is enough, right? So
Enough.
no, not required for Python.
No, don't worry about it. Focus on AWS and DevOps.
Okay. Thank you.
Ayub, I can see your hand raised. If you have any question, you can unmute. Good evening, Praveen. How are you, Praveen?
Yeah. Hi, Sunil. Thanks for opportunity.
The same Praveen from MongoDB, right?
Yeah. I'm also your previous student of AWS.
Okay.
Yes,
Praveen.
Yeah. So I am around 13 years of experience in IT. Mostly I'm working on PL/SQL, Python scripting. So currently I'm moving to EC2 and Snowflake DB.
Very good. Super.
I'm frequently getting some situations like from AWS EC2, I want to connect to on-premise Oracle. Okay. So sometimes we face the situation like and I'm not able to connect. Then there's a issue for whitelisting of IPs and other things. So these things I don't know. So
okay.
by
No,
pursuing
that
this,
that is not this DevOps is different, Praveen. So it's all you are asking about all about connectivity between on-premises infrastructure to AWS, right? Okay. So with respect to port openings and then whitelisting the firewalls, creating a networking, adding networks. Okay, but this is but that is not part of DevOps. Okay, this is different.
Yeah, so DevOps course will help me more, or AWS
specific to your requirement, DevOps will not help. Okay, but if you want to add on skills, then it will help now. Okay.
I don't want to go on DevOps, but with these skills will.
You are in mute again. Please unmute, Praveen.
Hello.
Yeah, Praveen, we can hear you. So specific to your job, this will not help you. Current job environments. Okay, Praveen?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Ayub.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Hello. Hi. Fine,
You are
sir.
from which location?
It's Pune, sir.
Pune.
Sir, Pune.
Very good.
Sir, one question is, sir, today's lecture is good, sir. I will got it here. Sir, AWS is not, sir, me. First year the DevOps is here.
AWS?
AWS is not complete is my.
Not completed.
Not completed.
No problem. You can join AWS later also, or along with this parallelly also. Not a problem. You don't need to wait for one course. Okay. You can do it.
And sir, you're teaching your for Azure admin, administrator?
No.
No.
I'm teaching. Recently, I have started Python full stack and MongoDB. I'm starting.
MongoDB is 6 morning is joining.
That's all. I'm not teaching Azure.
Okay.
Okay.
AWS, sir, your classes?
No, I'm not teaching AWS. Batches. If you want, you can buy my old batch AWS videos if you want. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to buy, you can go to this particular site. Our site, you hope you know Logic Labs. I think self-paced recordings. I don't know whether it is there or not. You can send an email to support@logiclabstech.com. We will help you in buying our old batch videos of AWS. Okay, I think my AWS is not there. Okay, other faculties are there. Okay, but you can attend live or you can go for self-paced recording. Okay, are you? Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes.
One more final call before ending today's session. Good morning. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Sunil. How you doing?
Doing well. Happy to hear from you again.
You too. I'm very, very happy to hear from you. I'm from your whole batch, DevOps batch 97 last
Okay.
year.
Oh,
And thank you so much for all you do. I really do appreciate you.
my pleasure.
Yes, so I learned DevOps from you and AWS from Ankit, but I had to travel out of the country. I also learned Python from you as well. I was part of the Python class, the first one you started, but the thing is, when I learned everything, I had to travel, so I wasn't practicing. You know how it is, you start to forget everything you learned.
If you do not, Michael, not only for Michael, it's part for everybody in the session now. My dear participants, DevOps is if you listen, it is easy, but once you do not practice or do not do hands-on, you will not retain the concepts. Am I right? Especially in DevOps. Am I right, Michael?
Very, very correct. I learned it. Sunil is the best teacher in the world, the best tutor in the world. Makes everything very, very, very simple and very, very easy. And I thank you for that. And
The perception actually, we have to make it simplified. Otherwise, we cannot understand DevOps. Frankly speaking, I have seen many materials over the website. By listening to those materials, we feel it looks to be complex. Okay.
yes,
But
yes,
understanding the basics is actually key in DevOps. Okay, we have to simplify the way we have to think about the tools. Like how
yes,
a simple way of agile, it is actually simple, isn't it? The way we
very
have to
simple.
think is very different. It's okay. If you learn about agile, there are hundreds of documents about agile. But the true fact is breaking the dependencies within the team so that the entire workforce is an action. That's actually the key. What agile
Yes,
says.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, so Sunil, part of the reason why I raised my hand is because I want to know. I took the DevOps batch 97 and I took your Python, but now I want to start all over again because
You want
I
to
have
repeat?
yes, I have a 1 hour lag, and I also want to be part of the live class because whatever you show us in class, I can follow up, do my own hands-on after the class, and be able to follow up the next day in class again, to have that knowledge.
Okay.
So because I have the old recordings, I hope you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about. The
Yes,
one
you
that I
know.
bought.
You can
And I'm sure
quickly
you've
catch up.
yes, and I'm sure you've updated the catalog. So I want to learn it, this particular one, because this is what I'm learning from you now is going to be current. And
I have started this after 9 months, Michael. I have not started. This is my after 9 months. I have started DevOps.
yes,
Okay, maybe after
yes.
this I will not start again. Probably. Okay.
I know. You've been doing MongoDB and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
I see everything in the group chat. I see everything, and I'm happy. That's why I actually subscribed when I saw Sunil was coming back to DevOps again. It made me really happy that yes, this is the
It's
person that.
something.
It made
Okay.
me really happy to know you're coming back, at least even if it's just this one time, for you to come and come back to DevOps again. I wasn't expecting this, so I'm really happy for that. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
of course, so last question I have is, should I go ahead and still purchase this course? What is your opinion regarding that? Because I also want the live training and access to the recording, because I'm not going to go by the old one anymore. It's just going to be this new one.
Because this new one is actually upgraded. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So have you seen Terraform is included, which is not part of old batch? Okay.
Yes.
So I have
yes.
included Terraform. So you have to enroll again if you want the recorded sessions. Okay.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
Michael. Yeah.
I'll do just that.
Thank you. And
Thank
what's
you
your
very
current location?
in New York City.
Oh. My
So this
brother-in-law stays in New York City.
yes, and this time is actually perfect because it's 8:30, to 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So it is a perfect time when you get up, your head is refreshed.
Fresh.
The best time because
This time grab Michael and you have to break it. Okay.
I will,
Yeah.
and I
All
will,
the
and I
best.
will. Thank you so much, sir.
And you need to give me a testimonial.
I will. Give me 3 months. I will give you a testimony now.
I'll do my best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
Participants, I hope you have enjoyed the session. The meeting link remains the same. See you tomorrow at same time like you have joined today. Let's learn Python, which is prerequisite for, the Linux is the prerequisite for DevOps. Let's get started with Linux for tomorrow. I hope you have enjoyed. See you tomorrow. Have a good time. Thank you. Join the WhatsApp group if you are not. We'll have a discussion again for some of the people who are not raising their hands. Have a good time. Thank you.